Have you been considering an investment in Merida, Yucatan? Maybe you're considering a move down here or retirement. Well, these are the 5 things that we wish we knew before moving to Merida.
Hey, stop. This topic is gonna be amazing, so I need to drink something. I'm between tequila, Spanish liquor, I don't know.
Let's choose tequila. Okay guys, it's Megan and Noé, Yucatan Living, powered by EXP.
We are your trusted bilingual realtors here on the ground in Merida, Yucatan, Mexico. And whether you want to buy, sell, or invest here in Merida, you know what to do.
Just call the best.
That's us.
Guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell of our channel. Thank you for always commenting stuff in our videos. And please don't forget to check on our new website here, or just send us a
WhatsApp, because we're
here.
Mexican and we use WhatsApp.
Yeah. Okay guys, I will pour some of this tequila
Because today's topic is
really
Important stuff. He's stealing my tequila, by the way.
Let's go with number 1.
Language barriers. Okay, so the truth about Yucatan, and something that I think maybe this is more relevant for people who haven't spent like a great deal of time in Mexico already or didn't study Spanish in school, is that there is a language barrier sometimes.
¿Qué tal está tu español?
Un poco y poco, mi español es bueno, más o menos. Yo entiendo de todo, pero hablo correcto. My grammar is terrible, but my comprehension
It's very good. Be careful.
Yes, exactly. I can eavesdrop with the best of them. Okay.
this means yes in Mexico.
Yeah, that's what you need to know. Okay, let's get serious here. In markets that are more developed or have been more popular with tourists for longer amounts of time, let's talk about Puerto Vallarta, Los Cabos, Cancun, maybe Tulum. The locals have realized that it's very helpful for them to speak English and other languages in order to communicate with the tourists. And I think it's more common to find people who speak multiple languages there in order to accomplish their goals within tourism sectors or real estate sectors, sales, whatever. And also, you know, globalization means that people move with other languages and
So-
it becomes more of a melting pot.
So for you guys to know, Spanish is the official language in Mexico.
Es verdad. Y también Maya would be, I can't tell you anything in Mayan, so.
Yeah, we're trying to learn some Mayan words from guys down here.
Today I learned the word for candy,
What's the
but I don't remember, don't ask me.
kuchuk, I guess.
Chuk.
Chuk, chuk, chuk.
And I also learned how to say good morning in Mayan.
Is oh, I forgot.
My God, we're very tangential. Okay, back to the topic at hand, language barriers. So, Yucatan, Merida, they speak Spanish, they speak Mayan, and they sometimes speak English. But the onus is on people who are not native Spanish speakers to make themselves understood, as far as I'm concerned. You know, there are obviously restaurants where the servers are speaking English, and everybody's very good at playing charades and getting their mission accomplished, but there is a language barrier here. The truth of the matter is that this market is many, many years behind other more commercialized markets in Mexico, and that's part of its charm, part of its appeal, part of why it's a great place for investment, and the prices are still so low and appealing and accessible. But yes, the onus is on non-Spanish speakers to communicate, and
There's some areas in Merida where,
you're gonna have a tough time finding an English speaker.
yeah, but there's some others where there's starting to happen a lot of English, like Merida Central. We talk about that stuff in other videos. And also some beach communities where there are a lot of Texans and a lot of Canadians. So English is starting to be part of daily life there. But to be honest, Spanish is the official language, and you will need it because staff here, the gardeners, the plumbers, the electricians, they speak Spanish, right?
So you need to make it work, however that is, whether that's going to school, making your rusty high school Spanish much stronger, whether you're starting from scratch, whether you're using Google Translate. We have very brave friends who just go out to the hardware store, to the gas station, whatever.
With the phone and Google.
He speaks English into the phone, and the phone
Yeah.
speaks back. Maybe it's not 100% correct, but he lives here full time. He accomplishes all the things he needs to accomplish, and it took him maybe a couple years to be super comfortable going out and doing whatever he wants to do, but he does it, and he does it successfully. So that's an option if you're brave in spirit. I have a more subtle relationship with Google Translate. I sort of punch things in and then I speak.
Or just marry a Mexican guy like me.
Also an option. Then you have a built-in translator. That's great.
Yeah.
Like Megan said, it's not as evolved like in Cancun and other places where literally the guy that sells coconuts in the street speaks English, you know?
Right. Probably without an accent and perfect pronunciation.
Much better than my English.
So, yeah, I think it's just important for people to recognize that you're not going to just walk into a fully English language society here in Merida. That's not how it is. And if you're not comfortable with that, then maybe this isn't the right place for you. Or if you're really into the idea of learning another culture, another language, etc., this is definitely the place for you.
There's so many ways to learn the Spanish. Also, it's not rocket science, it's not Chinese, it's not Arabic.
And everybody's super friendly about it. There's a lot of laughs while everybody tries to make themselves understood. So, you know, it's a good-hearted community here. Everybody's very kind, while everybody tries to fumble through their second languages.
If you get lost in the street, you can ask with Google Translator to someone, or where you're broken Spanish, a local will say, do this, do that. So people are good here.
Yeah.
Number 2, the risks of hurricanes and floodings in Merida.
And so let's talk about the streets of Merida.
It's part of living in a peninsula. It's part of living next to the Mexican Gulf.
Flooding is part of living in a beautiful place, as far as I'm concerned. So the peninsula is limestone, and this doesn't absorb water very quickly. So when it is a huge downpour, like a tropical storm, or the storms that pass very quickly, but it's a huge amount of rain in a very short period of time, flooding can occur. And we, as people who live here, we know certain sections of the city where this can be a big problem. And basically lakes are created, and the cars that drive through push the water into people's houses.
This is an insider tip for you guys. If you are gonna buy a car, you can watch our video here of driving in Merida, but buy an SUV.
Buy a tall car.
Or buy a tall car.
Or raise your car.
Yeah, because we've seen problems with short cars.
Actually, my little SUV, it was getting super wet the last few weeks in the bottom, and now it smells like mold, so that's great.
We're gonna raise that car. But I have a truck, a bigger one, and that's high enough for that. So that one is the one we use for rain season.
Flooding in the street is a reality here. It's important to...
Look at this guy.
There's Nacho
He's
again.
doing push-ups on the couch.
He just loves to have a guest starring role here.
Yeah. Okay.
So flooding in the streets of Merida, it is a reality. It's important to work with somebody who understands the city and to assess the low level of the street, and probably not buy that house unless you want to do some foundation raising.
And that's the interesting part for our real estate services, because as you guys know, we live full-time here in Merida, Yucatan, Mexico. So we know pretty well all the flooding spots in the city and in the beach area. So that knowledge allows us to recommend you something good for your real estate investment.
Well, and it's not something that everybody thinks about when they're selling a property or looking at a property. It's not always, if you're here in the summer season or the hot time of year, like things look very differently. So it's not always at the front of mind, and it's definitely something that we've always scoped out on the properties that we purchase, and we always advise our clients who are buying existing structures as well. And we would always recommend that you work with a reputable architect, designer, etc. if you're going to build something from scratch, and there should be a raise to your house. You should not have it at street level.
You should watch our new video vlog series named Merida Makeovers, and we explain a lot of construction in there.
Yeah, lots of tips in there. And if you're a client, we can hook you up with our trusted bilingual architect. Hurricanes. So hurricanes also, we're in a peninsula. Hurricanes come off the Caribbean, hurricanes come off the Atlantic, and it is something that can happen. That said, Merida is tucked in like slightly to the west of center of the peninsula. So it is in a pretty privileged location, as are the beaches to the north. They're very tucked in the peninsula. So things coming off the Caribbean don't generally come over here, or if they do, they're usually crossing the peninsula, and hurricanes lose power and steam once they're over land because they're not collecting that humidity off of the ocean anymore.
The last fact we know about bad hurricanes happening in Merida was back in 1988 with a hurricane named Gilbert, and in 2002 with Isidore. So it's not something that happens every year, right?
Merida is more tucked in, knock on wood. Nothing noteworthy in the time that we've lived here, but it certainly was a little bit stressful preparing for Beryl, because obviously you want to prepare for the worst and hope for the best. And now we're prepared.
We bought a lot of tequila.
The bar was stocked.
Okay, let's go with number 3, homesickness. Yeah,
This is such a...
your topic. This is not for me.
No, but well,
I know some expats that they miss their family and friends from back home. So I don't know. It's up to the people. It's up to every single person. Megan, she's someone that processes very fast homesicknesses. Literally, it doesn't affect her.
I haven't lived at home since I was 25 years old. So it's been almost 15 years of almost 15 years of not living in Vancouver. So I have a different relationship with home, and obviously I love my friends and family, but I just tell them to come to Mexico and they say okay.
For me, it was very difficult. I don't know.
oh, this fly, this fly. So
For me, it was challenging at the beginning. There's a lot of emotional things happening when you relocate somewhere. I felt it that way. Megan didn't feel that. But for me, I had to pass through an emotional curve to accept the fact that it will be hard from now on to see my best friends, you know, my friends from back in the day, from university, my neighbors, people, you know, and also my family, right? So, yeah, I think it's up to every single person how you process those kind of things. But we just wanted to express this, right? Because for some people it's easy, for some other people it's not that easy. But now we are fine. Now we're fine. Megan always told me after 1 year living in Merida,
You'll have a life.
you will have a life. But we want to be honest with you guys, and this is a recommendation. Always, when you relocate down here, try to join a club. Try to join, like Megan, that she's in the ceramics club, or if you like martial arts, join to a martial arts gym.
Or even just a normal gym and socialize.
We know there's a lot of gatherings of expats in bars. People go for dancing salsa in some nightclubs. Karaoke. There's sports, sightseeing, bicycle, motorbikes. So it's all about you making your own research and join a club of whatever you like the most. Mm-hmm. And you will meet friends there. A lot of guys.
Yeah, I think if you suffer with homesickness or you're afraid about moving away from your existing social structure, like, it's sad. I'm not belittling it.
More tequila.
Drink more tequila, go out more. No, there's lots of stuff going on, but the truth is you have to leave your house in order to meet people.
Yeah.
So you have to be willing to put yourself out there when you move to a new city, and some people are very adept and comfortable with that, and some people it's like more uncomfortable for them to just go to a meetup on their own, and also to just like live on your own without your social network. So I have sympathy for that, but it's something that I personally have done a number of times in my life. It's not my first rodeo, and I don't know, I think there's something fun about starting fresh and building the life that you want to build.
But it's easy to make friends down here. People are very friendly. There's a lot of Mexican foreigners and a lot of expats like here. So there's a lot of guys like that too. And that's interesting in Merida because it's turning into a melting pot of people that are not originally from here. And they are very hungry to make friends.
Okay.
Cultural adjustment.
Yeah.
Patience, and more patience.
Oh, I thought you said passions. No, patience. Yeah, absolutely. If you think Mexican time is bad, wait until you experience Yucatecan time.
But you know what? I have a friend, a local friend. He always says that. What's wrong about it?
What's the rush?
Yeah, what's the rush? So yeah,
just life. Time is money. That's it.
But I got it because we lived in very crowded cities before, also, and the way people live in a city is super rushed. And the lifestyle here is more relaxed, is more...
If it gets done, it gets done. If it doesn't get done until next week, okay.
Yeah, but what's wrong or what's correct about living a more relaxed life, right? Why living in a
Nothing. It's
in a
nice,
big rush
but
with anxiety all the time?
The problem lies when, for example, you're trying to run a business and you have a timeline that something needs to be done, and Yucatecan time is not allowing it to be done in that time. That's what's wrong, and that's called a culture clash.
Yeah. So that patience is something you have to work on.
It's not saying whether it's right or wrong. What we're saying is it exists. There's a different understanding of time, timeliness, making an appointment and arriving on time, making an appointment and arriving at all. These are cultural differences.
Yeah, and not only from locals, not only from Yucatecan vendors or staff. Also, there's foreigners that they don't.
They have a different understanding of time also.
Yeah, it's cultural adjustment.
My Swiss friend would probably say that I run late, but that's because she runs early.
She has a German background. You need to be more patient than normal, but let's embrace the relaxed life. Like, what's the rush?
Yeah, I think that should be the goal, right? Is to just sort of adapt to the culture here, not to try and make the culture here adapt to the way that we do things, because it's not going to happen. You know, I spent the first year being like super uptight and stressed out because the plumber wasn't showing up when he was supposed to show up, or someone's not saying no, we're not coming, because it's Mexican culture to just say yes to everything. Well, and probably they think I'm super rude because I'm like, no, we can't make it, sorry. Like, probably from their perspective, they're like, oh, this woman. But more than that, I changed my whole attitude and outlook on things. Just like, call 3 and one of them will probably show up. You find solutions.
Yeah, you find solutions.
You have to adapt to your environment, because the environment, it's not going to adapt to you. And if you think that life in another city, whether it's Merida or wherever, is going to be exactly the same as it was where you came from, that's the wrong attitude. You should just
go back home.
Stick with where you were from, if that's what you're looking for.
You have to embrace the new culture, relax.
It's very cliche, but it's true. Or you're just going to be pulling your hair out and stressed out all the time. You have to roll with the Yucatan way of life if you're going to live in Yucatan.
Which is good.
It's a great way of life. Love it.
Time has come.
We're going to talk about how hot is it?
How hot is it? We already talked about that in the...
If you watch the videos regularly...
In this video, we already talked about that one in there.
He thinks it's not that hot. I think it's hot.
Yeah, but you know what? Houston is also hot. And Florida is also hot, and Spain is very hot. So there's a lot of hot places, but the guys find a solution. What's the solution?
Air conditioning.
Air conditioning.
And what's the solution for not paying high power bills?
Solar panel. That's all. Jump in the pool.
Beer.
Swear
off.
We'll make a video of
cloths.
all the strategies to deal with heat. No, but it's not that bad. Like you are in your house with AC, right? And then you jump in your car and you have an AC there. And then you go to Costco. Actually, we have a video of Costco here, and there's AC in Costco. So
you can just go hang out in the refrigerated section of Costco, and you will feel great.
Oh, that's very cool.
If you're retired, go daily. That's the membership paying for itself, people.
Yeah. But you have to use a scarf and gloves in that place because it's very cold.
Only if you're Mexican. Feels like home to me.
We want to be very honest with you guys. May was super hot.
May is rough.
We experienced something named the heat dome. And the temperature was challenging.
I experienced something called heat-induced rage. I don't know if that's a medical term. After 3 weeks of days over 42 degrees Celsius,
it was challenging.
It was like 42 or 45 degrees for the whole month of May. I started to get pretty pissed off. And I said, next year I'm going to Canada. You can come or you can stay here.
And then in June it started to rain, and it's June, July, August, September is this rainy.
But it's not so hot.
It drastically went the temperature down.
It's the wet season and it makes everything green, and it fills up all the underwater river systems, so it's very necessary.
Yeah.
And to be honest, it's a welcome relief. And it's cool to have weather, you know? Like some places, it's just always the same.
Always snowing.
At least we have seasons. So that's the plus side. But you know, we just want to keep it real with you. It's hot. If you're not into heat, this is not the place.
Yeah. You at least need to be prepared for living most of the year are in a 32, 33 degrees Celsius.
If you're snowbirding, no worries.
No worries.
You have the best time of the year. Just enjoy the nice hot weather. And sometimes it's even cold if you actually live here. And
January is very cold. February too.
but for those that are here full time, May is a good time to leave the city.
The snowbirds start feeling the heat around mid-March, May, and they go back to the
By
US
the time
and Canada.
Easter comes, they have to fly back home.
And then when the snow starts getting in their places, they come back here. So, I mean,
What a life. We're just being honest. It's hot. But, you know, people, clients, friends that come from Atlanta, come from Texas, Florida, they don't care.
They laugh.
They're used to it. They're way more used to it than I am. So,
yeah.
Canadians, you've been warned. Just leave in May.
But you know what? Also, you experience this learning curve or adaptation. And after a year of living in Merida, the body adapts.
And your wardrobe adapts.
We don't use city, regular city
I don't remember the last
clothing.
time I wore jeans.
No.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, the regular Merida outfit is always
Linen.
linen.
Linen,
or
everything.
or
Which I'm here for.
shirts like this.
It's a good look.
Yeah. So I think it's not that bad. She thinks sometimes it's challenging. We both think May challenging for both of us. So
May is like the boss level in Super Nintendo.
yeah,
If you can live through that, you can live through any temperature, I think.
the power bills can be higher than other places in Mexico. We know maybe not in the US or in Canada, but in Mexico. Actually, guys, if you want to check the cost of living of Merida 2024, click here. And
Very interesting insights there. Also very interesting insights in the comment section.
and if you feel hot, just go and rent a yacht and go to the beach. The beach is very close from here. Actually, we have another video here about a yacht day in Merida.
Oh yeah, that's very fun activity. And obviously, having the beach 30 minutes away, beautiful beaches, is outstanding. So
Okay, guys.
we've rambled on, and that's it. Those are the things that really you need to know before you move to Merida, Mexico, or before you buy a property here where you want to spend significant time. If you're just snowboarding, if you're just snowbirding or just wanting an investment, don't think twice, just buy. But if you want to be here, you need to know these things.
Yeah.
And we're here to tell you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
The truth. We are full-timers here. We know what we're talking about. This was Megan and Noe Yucatan Living, powered by EXP. Please check out our website, give us a phone call, or drop us a message on WhatsApp here. And just stay tuned for more content about Merida.
Yeah, we're having a lot of fun down here. And we love to share this stuff with you guys. Hit us up with your questions. They are very entertaining, and we love to hear from you. So if you want to buy, sell, or invest in Yucatan, call the best.
All the best. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, and comment down below.
All right, guys. Hasta luego.
Sign off.
Signing off.
Signing off.